Hello, my name is Eve Lipkowski, and this video is about the process of designing the minor arcana for my deck, Anecdotes Tarot. First, a note. This deck was inspired by the music and lyrics of the songwriter and harpist Joanna Newsom. I'd loved her music for years before I'd ever even seen a tarot card, and both the lyrics and the music flowed really well with the archetypes of tarot. So, like many deck creators, I started really enthusiastically with the trumps, matching up songs to the different characters. Now, there are centuries of variations on the trumps, but when it comes to the other four suits, the minor arcana, inspiration is more limited. So, after a few months of working on the trumps, the minor arcana still felt out of my reach. There's no single card-by-card recipe for a tarot deck, but after a lot of indecision, I found some general considerations that help make the deck a cohesive whole. I made sense of the minor arcana by looking at each suit's place in the structure of the deck, its colors and moods, the story it tells, and finally, the tarot traditions. What brings a deck to life is not individual cards, but their relationships and how they fit together in a larger structure. The suit cards, 1 to 10, are connected to the characters of the trumps that share their number, so this gives an outline for a sequence in each suit. There are also the tarot traditions, which assign different and sometimes contradictory meanings to each card. I didn't follow these too closely, but they stayed in the back of my mind. And finally, and most importantly, what gives each card dimension is the particular quality and story of its suit. While the lyrics I used for some suits, especially coins, lent themselves pretty well to groups of pips, I wanted more freedom to make story-like scenes without the concrete objects. So I solved this issue by choosing a distinct color palette for each suit. I linked each suit to one of Joanna Newsom's 4 albums, to the typical classical element, and to a season. According to these references, I chose a different color combination for each suit. In this video, I'm just going to talk about the suit of cups, which went with the album East, the element water, and the season spring. So for this suit, I started with a palette which you can see in the king's outfit. There's mahogany red, clay-colored pink, jade green, and a purplish sky blue. These are colors that all give me a feeling of richness and dampness and warmth. Next, I had to consider the story that the suit was telling. East, the album that I linked with cups, is maybe Joanna Newsom's best-known album. Anyway, it has 5 notoriously long and interwoven songs, whose characters I'd already used for some of the trumps. In the suit of cups, I also used the tale of the mythical city for which the album is named. That story goes something like this. The city of East was protected by walls from the sea. Its residents were mostly good and pious people, but the king's wayward daughter was another story. She got hold of the key to the city's walls, and she unlocked the gates and flooded the city. Today, the city is lost to the sea, but at low tide, you can hear its church bells from the shore. My drawings don't show this story exactly, but I wove some of the ideas through the suit and used it as background for locations and characters and other elements that were more ambiguous in the music. Within the suit, I also used a mirrored structure, so the 1 reflects the 10, both show the city from the outside, from far away. The 2 reflects the 9, both show the destruction of the city. The 3 and 8 both take place after a heavy rainfall. For 4 and 7, I used the same character, out foraging for materials. And finally, in the middle of the suit, 5 and 6 both show picnics, with cups being used as actual cups and encircling the characters. Overall, I wanted these cards to lead the viewer from outside to inside and then back out. So this all gave me a frame to fit my disorganized ideas into. And once the card was completed, composing its mirror became much easier. Finally, there are some often repeated divinatory meanings for the cards that seem to have no relation to the numbers or the trumps. Initially, I wanted nothing to do with these, but when you're creating a tarot deck that other people might use, you're going to run into their own set ideas about what is traditional. So when I was about halfway through the deck, I started reading about Etteilla and his list of card meanings, which provide the basis for the Smith-Waite Minor Arcana. While I didn't use these meanings as a blueprint for every single card, they did let me notice some naturally occurring elements in my own work that I could play up. For example, the 6 of Cups has the traditional meaning of the past. In Smith's drawing, this translates to this nostalgic scene of children in a garden. And for me, it manifested in this woman hiding in a tree and pushing herself back into the past. Even with an outline in mind, going through the minor arcana was ultimately like setting off on an adventure with the Fool, accepting both the victories and the embarrassing mistakes. But being able to finish and share this project was really rewarding, so I hope this video gave you some insights into the process. Thank you for watching. You can check the video description for links to view my own cards, as well as some suggested reading if you'd like to learn more about the different traditions for the minor arcana.